Hey there everyone, Dr. Beth Westie here, and I do these videos just to educate women more on your health, your hormones, what things you can do at home to get to your results a heck of a lot faster and stop fighting and struggling with your body. I have a book out called The Female Fat Solution, which is on Amazon, and podcast, The Female Health Solution, YouTube channel, Dr. Beth Westie, Instagram, right, all the things. And I really want to focus on how fat or how stress can help keep that weight on your body and why it's so frustrating for a lot of women. Yes. So look at my nice graph. This is a little different graph than what I normally draw when I draw women's hormones, estrogen and progesterone. And there is a big component there as well, where increase in cortisol will pull the progesterone and throw off your entire cycle, right? Like, how many of you in school or at some point in your life, like, you got really stressed out and you skipped a period, or your period was late or something like that, right? Yeah, it's because that stress, that cortisol literally throws off your hormonal cycle. Yeah, that's not the piece I want to talk about today, because that slows down your metabolism, causes stress, and keeps you from losing weight easily. I want to talk about a little different piece today in terms of stress overall, and really just kind of opening up your eyes to, oh my gosh, this really can be one of the biggest things that my body's fighting with. And it's not about bad cortisol. Yes, Pamela. And it's not about just eating more salads. It's not about eating less. It's not any of that stuff. It's not, oh, I need to go to the gym more. That can actually cause you more problems than it is helping. So I want to give you some information. I want you to do an assessment on yourself. Where am I really at? Where am I truly at with my own hormones, my own stress level? And how is that really helping or hurting me towards my health goals? Okay. So first, before I do that, look at my new headband. Isn't this fun? It's so fun. It's so fun. My friend Emily just gave this to me. I love it. I love it. So I have football hair, post-football hair. It's amazing. Okay. And there still is one more day to join the free 5-day challenge. Tomorrow at noon Central Time, I am doing a webinar talking more about these things and tactics. So if you are not in that challenge group, I will put a link here below the video. You can just sign up, join, download this stuff, go through the info. You are going to be so glad that you did. There's so much content in there. Okay, so when we talk about stress and the human body, stress in the human body, there's a few things that, we need to kind of realize that are really different for us. Humans are one of the only species that can actually trigger a stress response in our system by even a thought from something in the past, present, or even future stress. That will set off a chemical reaction. Cortisol will rise, our body has a reaction, and it actually can keep us from losing weight. So if you are a worrier and you just worry all the time, yeah, that's going to be a thing that you need to deal with to get and keep the right results that you want. It's not a fun thing to say or go through or whatever, but that's the honest to goodness truth. If you imagine like a deer in the woods, like, it'll hear a noise and it just takes off, right? It has this natural stress response, which is good because it keeps it alive. But 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, you see that deer just hanging out, chilling, drinking from a stream, minding his own business, no care in the world. Stress gone. Humans don't have that. If we are on our way to work in the morning and we almost get in an accident, all of a sudden your heart rate goes up, you have this entire stress response, and if you can't turn it off, it will stay up. And it can stay up all day, all week, all month. You can be in a chronic stress state, which I'll show you here, what that looks like, and that's where your system is on overdrive. That is where your system, because the female body is designed to store fat, not burn fat. We only get to fat burning max of 3 hours a day if we can. But our bodies are designed to store fat, right? So if all of a sudden our systems are super stressed out all the time, we're not ever going to get to fat burning. Our systems are going to store everything even more, right? It's not fun. Stress comes in the form of trauma, toxins, thoughts, right? Those are general categories of stressors that come into our body. But it's really, really important that we really focus on, okay, this is something I need to target. I need to focus on getting my stress levels down. I need to use these de-stressing tactics that I talk about. And I'm going to go through in the webinar and stuff tomorrow. So again, click that link, sign up for the 5-day, get enrolled for that free webinar. You're going to be really glad you did. Go through those stress reduction tactics, not only mentally, but physically, environmentally, everything. It makes a huge difference. And then recognizing that this is something that really needs to, change to get you the right results. It's not something that you can willpower through. It's not. You can't fight it to get it down. Come on, stress. Bring it on. You and me, buddy. 1, 2, 1, 2. No, that's right. You can't fight the stress away. That's the opposite of what's going to be helpful. And I know you. I know that you try to sometimes. I know that. Nope, I can make it. I can make myself de-stress. It's not helping. It's not helping. No, you really need to focus on specific tactics to get your stress levels down, keep them down, because they can be the things that deplete your system. Sleep, right? Regeneration, recovery from workouts, all these things, fueling your body can really help with stress. So normally, and this is a threshold level. This is just a simple graph, I just want to demonstrate what happens with stress. And this is a threshold level that you need to be aware of. Normally when you wake up in the morning, your stress levels rise, right? This is not exact, but this is, an illustration of what's happening. Your stress levels rise, but your body takes care of it, and your stress levels should come down and be like, oh, look, here we go. I'm getting throughout my day. Maybe I'm doing a workout or right? But overall, it should kind of come down, right? If you get in a stressed state and all of a sudden, boom, you hit that threshold, it's going to go above. And now if you don't work to bring it down, it can stay up here. If you bring it down, then this is your only stressed time and you're bringing it down there. So the more I try to de-stress, the worse my stress gets. Right, Jessica? Yeah. So this is where, okay, I'm feeling that stress reaction. I'm going to actively decrease it, and I'm not going to let it take hold, and I'm not going to let that cycle continue. Because if that cycle continues, you can literally stay in this high stress mode for days, weeks, months. There are some women that once they realize this, it sets something off in your brain where you're like, oh my God, yeah. I feel like I wake up stressed, and then I just get more stressed, and then the stress might go down a little bit, but it never goes away. I never feel fully relaxed. Yeah, your system is on overdrive, and that alone can be the thing that's keeping you from the right results, right? And it's not, and for this, it's not just, oh, you need to meditate more. You really need to do a lot of things to attack the stress. Get it flushed out of your system, reset your body, and get your metabolism going again, because when you're in this phase here, your metabolism is just not working for you. It's not. The female body's reaction to increase in stress here is to store fat. It is. So you're just going to be in that fat storage mode. It's going to hold on to every single calorie you intake. You eat a piece of celery, it is going to hold on to it and tuck it away in a fat cell and say, thank you, precious. Right? It's just not, that's how the female body works. So if this is you and you're like, oh my gosh, yes. Yeah. So, this can be circumstantial, right? Like you get in an accident on the way to work. Work is really stressful that day. You have a project or a presentation due and somebody doesn't have their part done and all these things. And you get a call that your kid is sick at school and you got to go pick them up and right? We all have had days like that where it's one thing after another. And you get to the end of the day and you're like, ugh. But if you don't get a time to rejuvenate and regenerate and really, really rest, you can't get out of that stress mode. Sleeping doesn't even get you out of that stress mode then, right? You wake up and you still feel high strung. A lot of women, they'll go through just tough things in their life, right? It doesn't have to be a thing like oh, I was just, fell and hurt myself or something like that. It can be something more serious. A lot of women that I work with and that are in the protocols and doing the protocols that I have and in the programs that I have, they've had tough stuff happen in their lives. For example, 3 years ago, my mom got really sick, went in the hospital, and I was the one that had to move in with her and take care of her for 6 months. And I was constantly worried that she was going to die, and I was just taking care of her. And at the same time, my son had trouble in college, and I had to help support him, and all these other things happen, right? Like sometimes life just happens, and it's rough, and it can be just a rough thing to move through, and that's the way it goes, right? And sometimes those are those times where you just got to power through and get past it. But during that time, if you get into this stress state and you're there for a long time, you're there for 3 months, and you're not coming out of it, just because that stressful event is over in your life doesn't mean your body realizes it. It's still running in this mode, and it's not coming down here. And you can go years like that. So this might be like a realization for some of you. Holy cow, that's me. I feel like my stress level hits, it's in that threshold, and I don't actually get to come out of it, and I haven't come out of it in a long time. Recognizing it is the first step. Next step is taking some steps towards it. Audrey, how do you know when you are there? Okay, so that's a really great question. I mean, you can get, your hormone levels tested, all these other things for cortisol, but a lot of times women just know because they're like, yeah, I've had these stressful events, like my mom was in the hospital or something like that. And during that time, I gained 30 pounds. And since then, I have done all these healthy things, exercise things, and I'm still not sleeping well. I still don't have the same energy, and I can't take this 30 pounds off. And I still feel that stress. I mean, your body's just telling you. Your body's telling you that it's not able to really come out of that stress mode. So you have to do different work. And again, it's not just like one stress tactic that's going to do it. It's not this one supplement that's going to do it, right? There's a lot of different things you need to focus on for your overall health and body to get out of that state, to come down. And then if you ever get to a point where it's like, okay, woo, lots of stress, your body can come out of it much quicker. So these are the things that I teach women how to do. And these are the things that are key life skill things that you need to have just to be successful. Otherwise you end up in a place where you're like, I'm doing all these things. Why the heck is my body not responding? It's not responding because you're not trying. And that's not it at all. It's responding because it's not computing and thinking that it's in this danger zone, which means it stores fat. So you have to teach it that that's not true. You're going to fuel it correctly and move it out of that zone. So I'm going to deep dive into some of this stuff more in the webinar tomorrow. I'm talking about more of this stuff, the free 5-day challenge that I have to teach your body to burn more fat and work with your hormones. If this is sounding like you, that's what this is for. There's still time. We have one more day tomorrow. Sign up, go through the content, get that meal guide. Get those hormone balancing tips in there because those are all going to affect and make things a heck of a lot easier for you. Chrissy, it's so easy for me to go into fight or flight. Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, and the thing about this too, and I will say this, is that again, you can't fight it. You can't stop it. It's like a sneeze. It's like a reaction. It's a reflex. It just happens. It's how your body responds, but it's how you recover from that. How quickly can you recover from that? So again, a lot of times women feel like, I stress out so much. I shouldn't stress out so much. No, that's, okay. Your system can go through that, right? And maybe there's therapy things. Maybe there's other things to work on. Okay, fine. But moreover, if you can come down quickly, and even if you do get stressed out, you can come down quickly. That way your body's not staying in that fat storage phase for a long time. That's the key. That's the key to be aware of. So these are the tactics that we're going over in the free 5-day challenge. Join now. There's still time. I'll put that link below the video. You then get signed up for the webinar that's in the challenge group. You can get signed up for the webinar to get notified and get even more content. This is just the tip of the iceberg, right? I'm doing a deep dive on this. And then I'm also going to put a link below this video if you want to schedule a call with my team. Just if you have more specific questions, if you're really looking to get this taken care of sooner than later, I'll put a link to schedule a call so you can really take the best steps forward for you and know the right things to get your body to turn this around a heck of a lot faster. All right. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. I really appreciate it. Share this if you found it helpful with somebody that you know could use this message. Have a great night, and I will see you later.